All right, I think we're live. Hey, everyone. This is Mike Renick, Mr. Kurt Baker, Mr. Alan Zuckerman, and we're bringing we're actually filming this. This is September 12th. This is Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. We're filming an update on the Door and Louver Project, and we're trying some new software, so bear with us. But I'm going to turn it over to the two experts here to walk us through the presentation, guys. Go ahead.
Thanks, Mike. So I just titled this Town Hall Preview because we'll probably go through the same slides, maybe a few more. Next Monday morning, we've got a town hall, but I thought it'd be good to kind of go through it today. I figure as time goes on, more and more owners are tuning in to what we're doing. So some of this might be review for those of you who have been following us all along. You might see some very familiar slides, but there'll be some new ones too. So just thought I'd mention that. Mike, you want to jump to the next?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to play a little bit here. There, how about that? Town Hall Monday morning at 10 a.m.
Wow.
Fancy. And there's no extra cost for that banner on the bottom.
Okay.
All right, guys.
So I like to start out these little updates with just a review of our project goals. We've gone through them many times, but these are the five main ones. Obviously, we want something that looks good, aesthetically compatible with our architecture. Got to meet building codes. That's an absolute, including, very importantly, hurricane protection. Things like large missile impact, design pressure, and water intrusion. We want to match the existing configuration as much as possible. It includes an in-swing door, a low threshold for safety and easy access. We want the side light window, the window that's going to replace the current louvers, to be operable, that'll open so people can get the cross ventilation. We know many owners like to have that ventilation, and also to maintain privacy. We're right on the Gulf, so we need materials that'll hold up to the coastal environment. And we're going to provide a mechanical keyed lock as a standard, and then options for updated electronic access control. So if you can go to the next slide. Seabird Architects did an extensive, exhaustive review, and they came up with some options. They recommend what's called a full light door with a white interlayer. So that white interlayer gives us privacy, and this is compatible with our architecture. There were several products found that meet 2 for the doors and 3 for the windows that meet our criteria. We have an in-swing door. It has a low threshold, operable side light window for ventilation. So I've gone through these already. I think in another view, there's little green check marks by each of these criteria. So the window options include a single hung, an outswing casement, and an in-swing casement. And that's all. Obviously, all these are pending engineering review by the bidders that they can do it. The hardware, not all door manufacturers offer lock sets that have a conventional key with a keypad. I know that's something a lot of us want. This is something we've requested, but we won't fully know until the bids are in and the specific product offerings are made. Go to the next slide. So I like to show this slide because what's shown here is the complexity. One of the reasons for the complexity of our project. We have 13 different configurations across all our buildings and townhouses. By configuration, I mean the door and the adjoining louver. They're shown here in a drawing Seabird put together. So there's 13 different configurations, and there's 18 different sets of dimensions. So not all configurations are all identical. And our units are ground level up to 6 stories tall. So that gives us a range of conditions to meet for the hurricane codes. Here's just a One of the door offerings is by Windor. It's the TD 9050. These are just catalog pictures, okay? And in the middle is an excerpt from the drawings that were part of the bid package. So this is the Windor full light. And then on the right, you can see the standard lock set. And then in the middle bottom there is the electronic alternate that we know they have. That's a smart electronic cylinder. So that doesn't have a keypad, but that has like a little fob or a key card, like you might see in hotels. So the next slide. This is another door they found. It's the Specialite SL20. They also have a very similar keyed lock set there shown on the right. And at the bottom, they do have a keypad option. And again, these are catalog pictures, so they're not representative of what we're going to get, but it does illustrate what they are. Next slide. So here's just a rough rendering of one of the configurations, configuration D. That's a very common one across Seaplace, with the door and the adjoining window. This one shows what we call mullions. Those are the horizontal bars there. Those just give it a nice, more residential feel for the door and window combination. And the next slide just shows a slightly different option, where the casement window in this case doesn't have any mullions. You just you see the sash there about 1/3 up. Here's the Windor 9050 that was installed at Beach Place. It's one of our two manufacturers we just mentioned. They opted for mullions in a grid pattern. Our folks think it's a little too busy for us, but I think it's a very impressive door. They have a white interlayer for privacy. It's not seen from the outside, but when you're inside, it lets light through, but it's not at all transparent. In this case, Beach Place opted for a side light that's actually part of the door, so it opens inward, but it doesn't have a screen, so it's maybe limited functionality for cross ventilation. Here's just another picture of the door at Beach Place. So they have similar stucco. It's a darker brown, as you know, but the same bronze features. So we think it's a good go by for Seaplace. So we had 3 windows, as I mentioned. One of our criteria I want to emphasize is that we want the window, if we do in fact go with a single hung, we want it to be operable from the center sash, so that one can go up without having to bend over or stoop to the floor. They can unlatch it and lift it up. So these open from the bottom. The top pane is fixed, but we thought that was a very important requirement. The pictures on the right, so the 2 on the left are just catalog pictures, and the one on the right is actually an installation at another association on the island, and they put in the single hung, but you can see in the rightmost picture the latches are down at the floor. So my friends that own this place, without even being prompted by me, they pointed out that they did not like that at all. So we want to avoid that. Next slide. This is again a catalog picture. This is one of the casements that's in our bid package. It's also made by Windor, and it's not a really high-res picture, but this is outswing. So the screen will be on the inside, and you can barely see it down on the lower right of the image of the window. There's like a hand crank. So that's how the window opens, is you rotate the crank and it opens it, and then you pull it back and it closes and latches. And the third window is these Solar Innovations tilt turn. Again, another catalog picture, but this is, you can see they've got two windows there. You can see one, it tilts down, or it also swivels open laterally. So that's why they call it the tilt turn. So here's our bidders list. Mullet's Aluminum, R.L. James, Complete Aluminum, Z Construction, and Charles & Chase. And I just put a little descriptor by them that Mullet's is widely known, established contractor. R.L. James, should be familiar with them. They did our painting project a couple years ago. Complete Aluminum, they were the contractor that Beach Place used. Z Construction, they reportedly did a big project at Aquarius. And then Charles & Chase, they were our contractor for the clubhouse and Fun Place pool house. So they have a track record at Seaplace. So here's our status. The bid package was finalized by Siebert on August 14th. We went through our committee approvals on August 19th with the building committee, and then the finance committee on August 21st. The board approved the motion to issue the bid package during the August 29th board meeting. Siebert issued the bids to all the bidders that we have on our list on the next day, the 30th. And then on September 6th, we had what's called the PreBid Conference. And I don't know, Alan, I'll give you the floor in a minute, because that was very well attended. Every contractor company sent a senior representative. Most of them sent 2 people. And that was a really good meeting. Alan, do you have anything to add about that?
No, I'm very, very optimistic about the attendance, not only at the meeting, but at the attitude of the people who attended it. They were very optimistic about wanting to bid our work, which is an extremely valuable thing for Seaplace to do, is to get excellent, financially responsible, technically capable bidders to price their work. And I'm very optimistic that we'll get virtually 100% responses.
Yeah. So we're very encouraged after that pre-bid conference. So bids are due on October 4th. So those dates are very clear. The roadmap from there is starting to take shape, but still some uncertainty exists depending on what we get in the bids. But the way it looks right now, the process looks like this. And again, Alan, jump in, because this is much more in your wheelhouse than mine with the construction industry business. But when we get the bids in, there'll be a period where we do all the evaluations with Siebert. They'll lead that. We'll come up with some recommended candidate selections and make a recommendation for what's called the notice of award. And that's going to take several weeks to do that process. So committee, yes. Go ahead.
Oh, Kirk, I just wanted to say that analysis is going to be done predominantly by our architect. He will give us a recommendation, at which point we will review the work and the spreadsheets that he creates for us to inspect and to go over. And then we will make the decision in our own good time and with our own knowledge, and we will proceed down the pike of negotiating a contract. So I want you to understand that the day that we negotiate, or rather give a notice of award, that is an intent to award. Actually, it's a notice of intent to award, which begins the process of final negotiations of the contract for construction.
Right. Yeah. So we envision that once the architect has given us their formal recommendation, we'll go through the committees to review, and if they approve, to move them forward to the board. We will have a board approval to issue the notice of award. Then, like Alan said, we'll enter the contract negotiation phase, which I understand can last up to about 60 days.
That's right. And that will also, it is all subject to the final approval of our board of directors. Anything that we negotiate, our board of directors will have the final say in what we negotiate, and they will have full disclosure on everything we do. And we're with respect to creating the terms and conditions of the contract, as well as the pricing of the contract, and our ability for Seaplace to enter into these contracts and warranty that we're going to pay them.
All right. So this will include obviously extensive legal review with our counsel and all the committee reviews and approvals before it would go to the board for approval. Looking at this several weeks and then a 60-day, we're getting into holidays, so that obviously will slow things down a little bit. But it could be we're still on track maybe for January, where the board could be presented with something for approval. And what's not shown here, but I want to make sure we mention that we fully intend, actually it's in the bid package, that we're going to get samples. We're going to have high quality renderings. So everyone will get a chance to see and touch, if you're here, the materials and the appearance of what we're getting, and definitely have a chance to weigh in with opinions and feedback. So that's not shown here on the slide, but that's built into the process.
That's exactly right. The during that process, final decisions will be made as to the aesthetic of the door, and the submission to the building department with the construction drawings will be done. So these are sort of linear, but I've just described something that's a little bit parallel in achieving it. But most of these things are a linear process, so they take quite a while to achieve, to complete the work.
Yeah, they're sequential, right? You really can't do a lot of these things parallel path. But
that's right.
But once the bids are in, and maybe even before, what will be parallel path will be the renderings and samples, so we can start familiarizing everyone with what's correct. Being offered.
That's right, Kirk. We'll be able to represent to ownership and to all those who own at Seaplace that of what they'll be buying, what they're being asked to pay for, and the costs will be more formally known at that point as well.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let me add my 2 cents if I can. I've watched this project move through the different phases. There's been a whole lot of work that the owners haven't been able to see, led by Kurt and you, Alan, and a lot of other folks involved in this thing. So I just wanted to give my thanks for that. You've come a long way. We still have a long way to go until all of Seaplace has these installed, but I'm very impressed in terms of the leadership you two have brought to this and the focus and keeping everything in line and keeping us on track. So thank you very much.
Well, we're honored to do it.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have a town hall. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, the town hall will be on Monday. So we'll have people in person and Zoom hookups, and hopefully many who will attend will have a chance to see this video. We're developing a link on the Seaplace internal website where we can start putting these materials for everyone to have easy access to look at. So there'll be more information on Monday about the webpage.
I would like to add one more note, that some of you may be interested in the more technical aspects of the project, and those will be posted. The bidding documents, which have been distributed to the potential contractors, will be posted on our website. Wendy is under taking that task to post on our website, the Seaplace website, the actual technical and aesthetic and terms and conditions, the entire bid package that we have distributed to the contractors.
Let me issue an apology. Like I said, this is new software. I have been trying for 3 days to get my logo off these things, and it was not meant to be up there, but I couldn't take it down. I just figured it out, so I pulled it down. This is not meant to be an advertisement for my real estate company, so I apologize for that.
It's okay, Mike. I think it's fine. Glad.
Yeah,
No
no,
worries.
it's full transparency, but you guys have done a good job. We're testing some new software so we can get more videos out in front of our owners. This is the largest, most significant project we have going. Lots of projects, but in terms of magnitude, this is going to be a multi-million-dollar project. Our promise that Kurt Allen is made to everyone is we'll be bringing more updates through this whole thing. And now we have better tools that make it easier for us to provide that.
Which by the way, I more than appreciate that you've personally gotten those for us and for allowing us to use them, Mike. So thank you.
You know how you guys have this passion for these kind of projects? My passion is technology. So by the time you get the last door installed, I'll have even better software for us to use.
I'm sure that's true.
Guys, anything else?
No, I think this is the last slide, and trying to keep it succinct. And there's plenty of opportunity to, I think our emails are available. I've already gotten a number of really good email questions and comments, and I imagine it'll continue and start escalating as time goes on.
Oh, I'm sure you're right about that, Kirk. But I just want to make sure that please understand that you should look at the documents. You should all look at the things that we are putting up, and these videos are extremely helpful in informing you and making yourself informed. So hopefully this gets to as many of the owners as possible. Please tell other owners who haven't seen it, make sure that they look at these things. All
right. Anything else, guys?
I think that's good for now.
So this is Thursday. This will be put up on the Facebook page tonight. It'll be distributed through email on the website first thing tomorrow morning. So I want to thank you guys for this, and I look forward to a great spirited town hall on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Thanks, everyone.
Very good. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Hang on one second, guys.